So it is November 11th. It's Veterans Day. I honor the veterans that I know and love, and I'm grateful for the service that we benefit from. And wanted to share also, just in this kind of uncertain time in our current country's situation. So this is from the book When Things Fall Apart. And the chapter is on intimacy with fear. And so I just want to read a little bit from that. No one ever tells us to stop running away from fear. We are very rarely told to move closer, to just be there, to become familiar with fear. I once asked the Zen master Kobun Chino Roshi how he related with fear. And he said, I agree. But the advice we usually get is to sweeten it up, smooth it over, take a pill, or distract ourselves. But by all means, make it go away. We don't need that kind of encouragement because dissociating from fear is what we do naturally. We habitually spin off and freak out when there's even the merest hint of fear. We feel it coming and we check out. It's good to know we do that, not as a way to beat ourselves up, but as a way to develop unconditional compassion. The most heartbreaking thing of all is how we cheat ourselves of the present moment. Sometimes, however, we are cornered. Everything falls apart, and we run out of options for escape. At times like that, the most profound spiritual truths seem pretty straightforward and ordinary. There's nowhere to hide. We see it as well as anyone else, better than anyone else. Sooner or later, we understand that although we can't make fear look pretty, it will nevertheless introduce us to all the teaching we've ever heard or read. So the next time you encounter fear, consider yourself lucky. This is where the courage comes in. Usually we think that brave people have no fear. The truth is that they are intimate with fear. When I was first married, my husband said I was one of the bravest people he knew. When I asked him why, he said, because I was a complete coward, but went ahead and did things anyhow. The trick is to keep exploring and not bail out, even when we find out that something is not what we thought. That's what we're going to discover again and again and again. Nothing is what we thought. I can say that with great confidence. Emptiness is not what we thought. Neither is mindfulness or fear. Compassion, not what we thought. Love, Buddha nature, courage. These are code words for things we don't know in our minds, but any of us could experience them. These are words that point to what life really is when we let things fall apart and let ourselves be nailed to the present moment. So she's talking about the trick is to keep exploring and not bail out. And meditation and practice is really about this exploration, this continued exploration of our own experience and finding the real power in that. So I want to invite you to just get comfortable in your seat and tune in. Just notice the body as it sits. If you're in a spot where you can even lie down, you're welcome to do that. But just take a moment to scan through the body. See if there's any extra tension or holding that's not needed. And just inviting that to let go. If you'd like to close your eyes, you're welcome to close your eyes or just have them at about a 45-degree angle, resting somewhere in front of you. Feeling the body and beginning to feel the breath, if that's comfortable for you. Letting the breath be a focus that can allow the mind and body to settle. Allowing the mind and body to just be as they are. And as we begin our practice today, just allowing the sound of the bell to be primary in your awareness. And as the sound of the bell fades, notice that there might be other sounds where you are. Sounds in the room and outside the room. And just letting the world go on. As you've already made this decision to be present for yourself. To take some time to pay gentle, kind attention to yourself. This may be the first chance that you've had to stop and take notice of just how things are for you. You can really just congratulate yourself for your willingness to be here, to be present. Our practice today will be focusing on the body and the breath. Notice how you can already find your way to being grounded in the sensations of the body, the sensations of sitting, sensations of breathing. And in this practice of fearlessness or courage, we become accustomed to being with our own experience. That's all it is. Not trying to fix or improve ourselves in any way, but just uncovering the spaciousness, the depth, the power that's already here. You might let the attention rest on the breath, perhaps feeling the movement of the breath at the belly. There's no need to make your breath be anything special. You can notice some breaths might be longer and some breaths might be shorter. See if you can follow a breath or two. From the bottom of the exhale, and its process all the way to the top of the inhale. Catching that turning point to the exhale once again. It may be that as you focus on the breath, you begin to notice thoughts and emotions. And that's perfectly fine. The mind might be really active. It's really okay. Mind is a lot like a snow globe that gets shaken up. It doesn't settle instantly like a light switch. We're just letting the mind gradually settle. And to do that, we just put more of our attention on the sensations of breathing and sitting. We might also notice emotions or a feeling tone. How is it right now in the heart, the emotional center of the body? Maybe you feel emotions in the gut or elsewhere in the body. That's perfectly fine too. Taking a moment to just acknowledge what's here. This is another way to be courageous and brave. Breathing with whatever you notice. And if it's helpful, with each exhale, repeating a word or phrase to remind you of this courage. May I be brave. Or may I accept myself. You can put a hand or both hands on the heart if you choose. This isn't about changing yourself. It's about being with whatever's here for you. May I be brave. May I have courage. Each out breath, letting the mind focus on a phrase like this. You might also bring in other qualities like determination. May I live with determination. May I meet this day with determination. What does that bring forward in you, in your body, sensations in the heart? May I meet this day with determination. Or May I meet this life with a warm heart. May I meet these circumstances with a warm heart. How does that feel in the body? How does that feel in the emotional center? To breathe with this aspiration. May I meet this life with a warm heart. May I live with optimism. May I see with eyes of optimism. What would it be like if we could breathe in optimism, exhale a beneficent view? Taking these qualities of courage, determination, warm-heartedness, optimism, letting any one of these or any other quality that you would like to embody today, breathing it in, breathing it out, repeating a phrase that resonates for you. Taking the next minute or two to practice in this way. And so as we close, I'd like to read a quote from Mahatma Gandhi, a courageous, determined, warm-hearted, and optimistic being. He says, "When I despair, I remember that all through history, the ways of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they can seem invincible. But in the end, they always fall. Think of it, always." So breathing with the qualities that you would like to prevail. And as we prepare to close this practice, maybe bringing some movement into fingers and toes, letting some light come into the eyes and reconnecting to the room around you. Whenever you're ready, reconnecting to the screen. All right. Thank you, everybody.